A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, a civilization much like ours created helpers, AI-powered bots that faithfully serve their masters in every aspect of life. But then it's happened. A mysterious virus began taking control of the bots, forcing them to commit terrible acts. The civilization turned against the bots, destroying the infected one and selling the rest in containers, burying them deep underground. Many years passed, and now a couple of bots have awakened in one of those containers. What's happened next? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome your PREPARATOR channel where I'm creating my own game inspired by Factorio and RimWorld. In this video I'll share my vision of the game and how it's meant to be played. If you feel like sharing your thoughts while watching, that's exactly what the YouTube comments section is for. Also, don't forget to check out the links in the video description. It's going to be interesting. Enjoy the video and let's get started. The game begins inside one of the containers. Inside there will be 3 functioning bots and a few broken ones, which can be dismantled for initial resources. After breaking through the container walls, the player will discover they are in a cave. Caves in Underfactor serve as connection to the outside world. You can think of them as rods. Your bots aren't the only ones who have awakened in the world. Enough containers were buried to give rise to all the colonies as well. Some are peaceful, while others are not. Your bots are weak, running low on energy and on the verge of shutting down again, this time for good. Bots run on a local fuel called Energium. Dismantling the broken bots has provided you with a small supply, but it won't last long. You'll need to find new sources of Energium. After a short exploration of the cave, you'll likely come across an exposed vein. Breaking it apart will yield some of the precious resources. With your bot's basic needs met, it's time to think about setting up your first base. Well, base might be a bit of overstatement for now. To start, you'll need to designate an area for a storage facility. Once that's done, you can move all your gathered resources there, ready to be used for future constructions. Manually mining Energium won't work for long. At this rate, the nearby veins will run out quickly. Using the part of the dismantled bots, you can assemble a couple of portable drill rigs. Those efficient machines will mine resources and store them underneath themselves. At this stage, Energium production becomes relatively stable, allowing you to focus on more critical matters, like defense. You never know what might be lurking ahead. Living on the road isn't a great idea either. Blocking it, it won't sit well with others, and you'll quickly become target number 1. The only option is to dig deeper underground. But there's a catch. The planet you are on is highly seismically active. Fortunately, this activity is predictable. Once per cycle, a minor earthquake, a pulse occur. While it's not strong enough to damage your structure, it can cause an unreinforced sail to collapse, burying everything beneath it. Caves can withstand these tremors. They are naturally stable, but freshly excavated areas are a different story. To prevent collapses, you need to build walls and reinforce the floor tiles. Although bots aren't humans and aren't typically about their living conditions, you still need to build some essential infrastructure to sustain them. Parking spots, refueling station, organized storage area, all of these are necessary for smooth operations. And don't forget, you're not alone in this world. While you rest, your enemies are active. To defend yourself effectively and stay ahead technologically, you must focus on development and researching new technologies. To achieve this, you'll need to build a science lab. For it to function, a list of the bot must dedicate time to research. Exploring new technologies require experiments, and experiments need resources. Different technologies will demand different materials. This is how the game will progress moving forward. Many aspects are still underdeveloped, such as interaction with other colonies, trade, weapons, defense, and much more. If you have any ideas, feel free to join my Discord server. I open to discussion anything. And of course, if you have any question, I'll be happy to answer them. As I mentioned earlier, bots once lived their own lives. Some cared for elderly grandmothers, others delivered pizza, assisted scientists, or worked on construction sites. Each bot has a unique backstory, moral code, and skill set. Bots were designed to be likable to humans, and humans are diverse. Their settings were tailored to suit their owners' lifestyles. As a result, bots often inherited their owners' habits, even if their habits are entirely meaningless for them. This diversity makes for a wide range of potential behaviors. Those settings shape a bot's personality, which in turn determines what it perceives as good or bad. Different events and effects will be interpreted uniquely by each bot, influencing its mood. And mood directly affects the bot's approval of the colony. Essentially, as the player, you control a collective consciousness that the bots themselves created by linking together. However, a bot might decide that the actions of the collective are not in its best interest for survival, and stop following your commands. In such cases, the bot might leave in search of the new colony that better aligns with its values. That's why it's critical to monitor each bot's mood and meet its mood to maintain harmony with the colony. If you can lose a colonist, then you can also gain one, and this process is a bit more complex. First, you'll need to find a new bot in the world. This could be a wandering cloner or member of another colony. The next step is connecting the new bot to your collective consciousness. It's unlikely the bot will agree to your willingly, so you may need to assist them by placing them in a holding chamber of newcomers. From there, you must convince the bot that life in your colony is better than whatever they had before, even if you kidnapped them. To do this, your colony's approval rating must be higher than their previous one. But don't forget, losing a colonist is just as unpleasant for the other colonies as it is rewarding for you. They won't let it slide and will attempt to take the bot back. Prepare for retaliation. At this stage, the bots are designed with only a surface level understanding, just the basic. Bots are not humans. They should have their own unique problems, struggles, and forms of social interaction. I want this aspect to explore the depth of artificial intelligence existence apart from the creator. This will require a lot of imagination, and that's where I need your help. Consider it homework for you. Think about what a world made up entirely of artificial intelligence might be like. What kind of problems, scenarios, and situations might arise in such a world? Feel free to share your thoughts wherever it's most convenient. Whether that's on Discord, in my Telegram, or simply in the comment under this video. The key is your ideas. Let's start with the resources. There are 4 basic resources, each carrying its own philosophy, with no strict connection to the real world. The names are just placeholders for now. We'll fine-tune them when they make their way into the game. The first and most common resource is stone. Stone is tied to construction and architecture. It's used for building walls, floors, and other stone and concrete structures. The second resource is energium. It's similar to coal, but with more mythical component. Energium acts as food for the bots and is their initial source for generating electricity. The third resource is iron. It serves as foundation for all mechanical and automation-related items. Lastly, there is copper, which is responsible for the electrical aspect of the game. Those ore will form the foundation of the factory. Initially, the player will gather them manually or with portable drills that store resources underneath themselves. Essentially, there won't be any automation until the player researches the conveyor belt. There's where it all begins. In addition, early technologies will require the player to build a generator, a stationary drill, and an electric furnace. Those buildings will already have input and output points for the conveyor system. In the game, there won't be any chest. To store anything, you need an actual space. Real space. You can create manual storage areas which are filled by bots. To create this, no resources are needed. Just make a zone as a storage area. Alternatively, you can build automated storage system. These are also created by making zone, but require resources to build an automatic loader. From there, you can set up input and output points to work with the storage like an ordinary chest. Essentially, storage cells are the same as slots in typical UI. Additionally, items can be pocketed to save space. This way, more resources can be fit into a single cell. I'm integrating a very important principle into the factory system. Each building will carry out a specific process. I don't want to create universal building like the assembly machine in Factorio, where you can choose any recipe. Instead, I want the creation process to be a chain of the operation across different machines, much like in real life. A similar system exists in Create mode for Minecraft. As a result, I'll have building like press, cutters, molders, welders, leather, and so on. To create an item, you'll need to set up a sequence of buildings, each contributing to the production process. This chain of processes will reflect the complexity and interconnection of real-world manufacturing. The buildings operate on electricity, which is generated by generators. To deliver electricity, wires need to be laid out to the buildings. I also plan to make wires with different maximum conductivity. If a section consumes more power than a single wire can handle, a short circuit might occur, causing a fire. There are many ideas here, and I'll go into more details when I start implementing this system. And the last mechanic for today is vibration. Each building produces vibration, which affects the rate of the pulsation at the end of the cycle. The more vibration produced, the stronger the earthquake will be. You'll be able to counteract this by researching special coatings that reduce the vibration coming from the building placed on them. This video is coming to the end. Originally, this video was supposed to be released after my video on modding, but there were so many questions about the bots, factories, and how everything should look that I decided to change the order. I also decided to release the modding series alongside a repository with the base mod, modding documentation, and the game build, which also affected the delay of the modding series. To make sure you don't miss it, be sure to subscribe to the channel and leave a comment with your thoughts about the game. Now I'm off to work on content for the next episode. We'll definitely meet again soon. Bye.